like she dressed up like Paul.
Oh, I might have missed that. Maybe so.
That?
No, maybe that wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me. But Fanatics is Michael Rubin, right? Michael Rubin throws that big all-white party, you know, out in the Hamptons every single year. But back to this. Shefty caught up with Chad Johnson. And let's go ahead and spin this first one. Here he is when he was asked about T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and those deals.
So let's bring up a topic, married together, two things that you know a lot about. You know a lot about receivers.
Yes.
And you know a lot about the business of football.
Yes, sir.
I want your assessment of the business of football with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and how you think these situations are going to play out.
Well, I think T's going to play, obviously, on the franchise tag this year. He'll be going somewhere else, and he'll get what what's deserving of him, you know, being paid like a number one receiver. And Jamar, I think...
Wait, so T, in your mind, after the season, leaves Cincinnati?
Most definitely. I don't think they'll be able to pay two receivers the amount of money, I mean, especially what he deserves. You know, I don't see him being paid like a number two. And Jamar's deal will get done probably sometime this week. Oh, definitely before the season starts. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely, yeah.
He said definitely, Adam.
Definitely.
He said definitely before the season starts.
Definitely before the season starts.
Why do you say definitely getting done?
Because I just know. Because I'm sure Joe Burrow will probably grow frustrated at some point, not having his top receiver out there. Burton is good, Higgins is good, but that offense isn't complete unless, you know, he's out there.
So before you react, Tyvis, I want you to hear the second part because this is the most fascinating part of this scenario is if we do get to game number one and they take on the Patriots and there's no deal done, and we're talking about we all go to Saturday and we wake up Sunday and the deal is still not done, will Jamar Chase show up to play? And here's Chad Johnson on that.
If for some reason this deal doesn't get done this week or this season,
he's not touching the field.
He's not touching the field.
He's touching the field. This is one of the certain players, you know, they can separate their love for the game and business. If it was me, I would have been out there practicing. Deal or no deal. I don't care. But on the business side of things, Jamar, his team, they understand. No, and this is the only way to get deals done. CeeDee Lamb is doing the same thing. Brandon Ayuk is doing the same thing. You have to let the owners know that you're able to separate the love for the game, the business, like the owners do.
What do you think about everything you just heard from number 85?
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, the question I need to know is if he misses games, how much money is that he's leaving on the table?
I'll find out from Shefty this week, and I'll get back to you.
The interesting, because if it's not like he's still on his rookie deal, so it's not like it's a lot of money. So yeah, and I tell you what, if he does decide to miss, T. Higgins will be like, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Because now I got a chance to show people that I can actually be a number one, which is going to help my money get even bigger once the offseason comes. But I'm not mad at him for saying that at all. I mean, I don't disagree. I just, at some point, the competitive nature, like I think where the owners are is he not going to let his boy Joe Burrow go out there without him. Like, he's not about to put Joe out there and he can play. Like, that's and that's the part that's hard. Because I know as a competitor and as a true friend, like, I wouldn't want to. If me and Vaughn was out there, I'm like, I don't want to leave Vaughn out there by himself. I want to go play with Vaughn. Or I want to, like, and I feel like he feels the same way with Joe. So it will be interesting. Yeah. It will be very interesting.
Because to your point, when you talk about friendship, it does seem like that's a genuine thing.
Yeah.
Because they've been rocking together since 2018, 2019, down in Baton Rouge, where they lit the college football world absolutely on fire with one of the best college football offenses I've ever seen. And so this is just your classic stalemate here. I would understand if Jamar Chase did not hit the field without a new deal. I get it.
Yeah.
The problem for him is Mike Brown and ownership are saying, well, we got a couple years left on your deal. And this is a little different than CeeDee Lamb. And you look at what happened last year with Justin Jefferson, who was in this exact same scenario as Jamar Chase with a couple years left. He went out and played, got injured, and still got his money. Now, he came back from that injury and ended up playing a few games throughout the year. But it's just one of those situations to where I think the front office should just go ahead and do it now.
Because it's only going to go up.
That's all that's going to happen. That's all that's going to happen. And, like, it's a proven product as well. This isn't a guy, right, where you're still trying to figure out what we have.
Yeah, no, he's
an upper echelon. He's a one of one.
Yeah.
It's CeeDee Lamb, Jamar, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, and this guy.
His thing is y'all got to go out there and see what it's like without me to understand. Like,
And sometimes you got to do that.
you got to go see. Like, you need me more than you think.
You know when the deal gets done? Let's say he doesn't show up for week 1 against New England.
They lose to New England. He's getting paid.
They're not going
at night.
They're not going into Kansas City without Jamar Chase.
Is that week 2?
That's week 2.
Oh, no, they're not. That's all. You might as well just go ahead. And I love Joe. And Joe, you got a chance anytime Joe out there. But if Jamar is not out there,
Tough sledding there. You mentioned ownership, and I wanted to play this for you because this was said a few weeks ago from Mike Brown. Here he is on their process and how they try to go about things when it comes to doing deals in the offseason versus when things get rolling.
With the cap and how it works, it's a little different. Things can happen, opportunities can arise unexpectedly even, and you can put deals together. We're not going to say, oh no, we aren't going to do that deal if it's the right deal. But it's not so likely that this is the good time to negotiate. The off season is the better time for that. And we're going to try to keep focused on the football part. So I'm not going to rule anything out, but I will tell you that the die has probably been cast.
I wonder if they're caught up on the fully guaranteed part of this, because I think the average annual value has to be similar to what Justin Jefferson got. But if I'm Jamar Chase and I saw Justin Jefferson get 110 guaranteed, we got to be in that ballpark. And I could see that being
105?
100 to 105. I think I'm that guy.
See, this is the thing. I don't understand why it's so hard for them to do the deal, because even if you agreed to the deal, I don't think you tearing up the – like, he would have to finish this year, next year, and then the year after that, the new deal kicks in, correct?
I would believe.
Well, then you better do it. You better do it now, because if you don't, that's even more money. Like, it's best to just get it done.
That's where I'm at. But you just heard from the owner. He doesn't like doing deals when things get rolling. He says he likes to do them. The offseason was the time.
Next thing going to be is a trade request.
Oh, no. You think? No, I don't think. Because of what you said about Joey B. He's not going to leave him hanging like that.
Do you think Joey B wouldn't understand?
I think he would understand, but I don't think Jamar would want to leave Joey B. I don't think he wants to.
Why not?
Grass ain't greener on the other side all the time. You talk about one of the best quarterbacks.
What if it's the Kansas City Chiefs that's trying to trade for him?
Then we're on the first thing smoking.
Well, he not doing that because that's
never gonna happen.
That's too hard.
It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Coming up, an AFC North team. They're dealing with some injuries to key guys coming out of the second week of the preseason. We'll talk about it next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
0% up to 48 months on 2024 and 25 new Lindsay Hondas.
That's 0, zip, zilch, nada.
This August, Lindsay has unbelievable savings by offering 0% up to 4 years on every Honda on the lot. Lindsay has over 500 vehicles.
If we don't have it, it doesn't exist.
Plus, talk to us about electric options with up to $97.27 in combined savings with dealer and federal tax credits.
LindsayHonda.com or I-70 in Bryce Road.
With approved credit on select in-stock 24-25 Honda models. Dealer contribution may affect consumer cost.
Scotty Vegas here from Maxima Concrete. From a basic driveway replacement to a complex in-ground pool, patio, or outdoor kitchen installation, Maxima can do it all. Pavers, natural stone, seating walls, even lighting and landscaping. Everything is in-house with Maxima, so buy from the guys that will actually perform the work. Mention 971 The Fan for $250 off your next project. Get a free estimate today by visiting MaximaConcrete.com.
Experience a piece of history this September and pay tribute to those that have served in the Vietnam War. Delaware County Veterans Services invites you to visit the Wall That Heals from September 12th through the 15th at Havener Park in Liberty Township. Witness the official 3/4 scale replica of the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C. The Wall That Heals is free and open to the public 24 hours a day until 2 p.m. on the 15th. For volunteering opportunities and to learn more, please visit thewallthathealsohio.com.
Your local Rite Aid might be closing, but don't worry. It's easy to transfer your prescriptions with GoodRx. First, check prices at GoodRx.com or on our app. Then show your coupon to the pharmacist. It's that simple. GoodRx can save you up to 80% on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, GoodRx is free, and it works whether you have insurance or not. Download the app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand, listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
Oh my OAR. Live in concert. Summer Tour 24. August 29th at Kimba Live Outdoor. With special guests, Right, and DJ Logic. Buy tickets now at AXS.com and the Penn Station box office. OAR Live, brought to you by Bud Light Seltzer and Promo West Productions.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Visit Hollywood Casino Columbus this summer for exciting live sports action. We got the biggest screens around, and ESPN Bet is live in Ohio.
Plus, Penn Play Rewards members can win up to $500 Penn Cash every week. Visit PennPlaySports.com/cover5 today and register for your chance to play and win.
Not a member? Get the Penn Play app today.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is your live sports headquarters.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Have you lost Ohio Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Skies are a little cloudy for now, but we do have some more sunshine in store over the next couple of hours. We'll see our skies slowly start to clear up as temperatures climb. We'll see a high of 77 this afternoon. Tonight, we are going to drop those temperatures right back down into the 60s with partly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Madison Wright with your weather impact forecast on The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
This is Rothman and Ice, the #1 rated midday show in Columbus.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, welcome back in, Matty Ice. Chopping it up with my guy, your guy, because he's the people's champ. He's Tyvis Powell, former Buckeye national champion. Somebody posed this question to me during the break. As far as duos go right now, somebody just hit me with this and said, Matty, would you rather have the Higgins and Chase duo, Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown duo, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, or the Dolphins duo with Tyreek and Waddle? So you got Bengals, Eagles, Rams, Dolphins.
Who's the quarterback?
Well, I think we're going to presume that it's their guys, right? So Joey B, Jalen, Stafford, and Tua. Which duo would you rather start your franchise with? See, here's where I'm at.
That's a good one, actually.
It's something.
I like the A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. I feel like that's.
It's something so tempting about the Miami speed.
It is, because it's very threatening. But see, the thing is, you got to take into account, Tyreek Hill is how old now?
I think we're at a 30 piece,
gotta
right?
Be up there. So, like, he's more closer to the end than the beginning.
But, man, this is for 1 year, though, 2024. He
but
turned
just
30.
This season?
He turned 30 on March 1st.
But we doing this duo just for this season.
Just for one season.
That one right there.
Miami.
Yeah, that one
it's
right
Miami.
That one right there. That man almost broke Calvin's record. If he didn't get hurt and mess his ankle up, he probably would have. And then Jalen Waddle, like, even if you Listen, I done played DB. The one thing that scares a lot of DB is their speed. When somebody fast like that type of fast, it keeps you up at night.
They got two of them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know. I don't even, the Odell part doesn't even matter. I don't even know if he gonna play or not. That boy be stealing money. He do. He be stealing money.
Hey, man, living off the brand.
I ain't mad. Listen, I ain't mad. If they gonna give it to you, please take it. But he's stealing for sure.
Yeah, but I'm with you, man. I think we'll go down to the 305 and rock out with. You can't go wrong with any of these, right? The thing with the Rams is the health kind of scares me.
Yeah, but they said I seen a report that said Cooper Kupp is back to Cooper Kupp, so
he's healthy.
But he like 31, 32.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Dolphins.
Yeah, let's go with the Dolphins.
Let's talk some AFC North football, specifically things happening right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because a bit of a scary situation coming out of the second week of the preseason to two guys that they were going to rely on heavily. And these guys, well, one of them will eventually be back. The other, it's a major question mark. And the guy that may not be back is center Nate Herbig, who has a torn rotator cuff. Coming out of their second preseason game. And then I think probably the headliner for some of us would be Jaylen Warren has a hamstring injury, and he's expected to miss multiple weeks. And it's funny because I was so excited to see what he would look like, and we'll get to see it eventually, but it seems like maybe the early portion of the calendar will be in doubt for him. Is now you got Arthur Smith over there who he loves to run the rock. And to my eye, and that's just, casual.
Unless you're Bijan Robinson, but go ahead.
Don't even get me started.
I'm just saying.
CB and AR had to hear me complain every week about, well, what are we doing?
You must have had him on your fantasy.
Of course I did. I had a lot of beef with Arthur Smith last year. I'm like, what are we doing, man? Get this man the rock. Oh, man.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the person that's affected the most by both of those injuries, is Najee Harris. As you know, they declined his fifth-year option, so the writing's on the wall for him anyways. He probably, in his mind, thinking about where I'm going after this. And, I get it. I get why they did that. He hasn't been to the part where you thought he was going to be. Like, when he left Alabama, even his rookie season, he was like, he going to carry this team, and granted, their offensive line has been not great. It's been pretty bad. But now that Jaylen Warren came into the situation, it was like, okay, if we need to move off of Najee, it is what it is. We still got Jaylen. Now that he's out, he getting all these carries.
Well, I think you're right about the writing on the wall, and I think from the team's perspective, when they look at Najee, because they didn't pick up that fifth-year option, this dude's about to get a ton of work. He's going to get a ton of work. We're going to put a lot on his plate because what happens after this?
We don't care.
We do not care. And so this year, with the way that they're going to operate, Najee is definitely, at least on those first couple of games, going to have a ton of a big-time workload there. But I was just going to say, to my eye, the last couple of years, Jaylen Warren is the scarier running back per touch because we talk about
explosiveness.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like when he gets the rock, he's got some of that beep beep. He's got some of that. He can go in his game, right? You're talking 4.9, 5.3 yards per carry his first 2 years in the league. So he's going to have to recover, obviously, from this hamstring injury, and those are always tricky, right? You talk about a hammy and just...
You got to be, because if you come back too early, you're going to mess it up, and it's going to set you back. And usually, when I pulled my hamstring, it took me like 4 weeks to be like... 3 weeks, I was fine. I felt like I could go, but week 4, it was like...
The mental part?
Yeah. Week 3, I was like, I can do it, but I'm scared. But week 4, I was like, oh, yeah, I ain't even worried about it no more.
I named that we should probably remind ourselves of that's down there is Cordell Patterson. Because Arthur Smith loves Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, he's an option.
That's why we didn't see a lot of Bijan last year. It's because this guy, so he'll get some work now. He's going to have to slide into a little bit of that RB2 role.
That single-handedly got him fired, so.
I don't know what that was about.
He said, I did.
I don't know what that was about.
So you going to take Najee Harris this year?
No.
Okay, just asking.
They start with the Falcons, the Steelers do, on the road.
I take the Steelers.
Week 1.
I take the Steelers in that game.
What are they doing at quarterback, though? That's the major question. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
Before you give your take on that, Dan Orlovsky, he was on Get Up this morning, and he broke down some of the film of what the Steelers did in week 2 of the preseason, specifically Russell Wilson, and here's his take on who he thinks should be the guy now.
Before we get to the tape, I would respond to Hawk with this. Number one, Justin Fields should start for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2 preseason games in and 2 weeks to the season. I think it's obvious that Justin brings more good than bad in comparison to Russ. The sacks, I would disagree that they're all on Russ or all on the offensive line, excuse me. Here's my pushback, and the tape is going to say, Coach Tomlin says that's not how we operate. I think that's the biggest issue right now. The Russ that we saw isn't operating this offense, and they're certainly not contenders with the Russ that we saw from this past weekend. There's a lack of consistency.
I would roll with Justin Fields. Gives him a higher ceiling. You tell me, as a former defender, you're game planning right now. If you're the Falcons, it's potentially Russell Wilson, it's potentially Justin Fields, who would make you grind out tape a little bit more. Justin?
Oh, definitely Justin. Yeah. Justin from
Unlimited. It's not him.
That's funny.
It's not
funny.
him.
Listen, the thing about the difference between the two is Justin, from a physical standpoint, the things that he can do physically would keep you up at night. That running ability that he has is something real. I mean, he carried the Bears for a couple of years from just his legs, and now he actually has some weapons that can actually catch the ball. George Pickens is as good as anybody when it comes to spectacular catches and stuff like that. But the difference between him and Russ is Russell is like a coach on the field. Like, if you get into something, he can get his offense in the best play. Like, he can check his dudes into the best play and hurt you with it. So, like, that's where it's like,
and I think
the safer pick is Russell. The higher ceiling, the more stuff the toys that you want, and the explosiveness is Justin Fields.
Yeah, let's go no risk it, no biscuit. Because if I'm like, Tommy, what do I have to lose? You just hit me with an extension. I ain't going anywhere.
Well, you got a point there.
I'm not going anywhere. But I think with what you said about maybe the security a guy like Russ brings to a coach, that's probably more comforting. But they don't owe him anything financially, so that's not a part of this equation either.
I mean, listen, he's towards the end than the beginning.
No
so, like, if we going past this year, you got to at least see what you got in Justin, because if you got Justin and he's actually looking good, like, all right, we don't need to address the quarterback situation maybe in this draft, or if we do, it can be a later pick.
No question. We'll talk Big Ten football with Dustin Schutte from SI next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, Chaps here with a new opportunity for you. The 20-pound summer slim down with Awaken 180 weight loss. Dropping 20 pounds before summer ends. Cruising to your goal of 30, 40, 50-plus pounds down. It's simple. You take the last few weeks of summer, eating, drinking, enjoying the weather. But the difference? You're doing it with the 20-pound summer slim down. But Chopper, summer's almost over. That's the point, guys. The pounds melt off fast with Awaken 180. I dropped my first 20 in less time, and that easy 20 propelled me to reach my goal of losing 60 pounds. Then that propelled me to lose another 35. Think about it. You're about to slide back into the same old fall routine with the same old mindset. Mix it up. Live up the rest of your summer while dropping your first 20, then jump into fall with a whole new groove. Yeah, I said groove. You'll be saying it too just a few weeks from now. 20 pounds summer slim down with the solution for weight loss online at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you need a new roof, but you're not sure you can afford it, no problem. Right now, Able Roof is offering no payments, no interest until 2026 for qualified buyers. Yep, that's the same Able Roof that's been voted the #1 roofing company in Columbus by Consumer Choice Awards 22 years in a row. Want more? Able Roof will give you up to $1,000 off a new roof, siding, or windows. This is a limited time offer, so call Able Roof today.
Call Able for the proof. 444-ROOF.
Bobby Carpenter once sold workout equipment on QVC Canada. There's no joke here. That actually happened. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
That At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar.
Whether it's a walk-off granny or a base hit to center field, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 and older, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Pella has forever been known for the best of windows, Wilson. But our doors, just as game-changing.
Yep, same with us.
We've got traditional and modern options, but also some really innovative stuff, like big, bold colors or tuck-away sliding doors.
But do you have the give it a little kick to open it door?
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yeah, you got to give it a good little kick to open it.
Get the windows and doors that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted. PellaColumbus.com.
This year, Dell Technologies' Back to School event is delivering impressive tech with an inspiring purpose. Learn how Dell is helping Computer Aid, whose work is helping solar community hubs with tech and AI literacy skills to empower remote, displaced, or disconnected communities around the world. Help Dell make a difference and shop AI-ready PCs powered by Snapdragon X Series processors at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Their cholesterol numbers put all other fan hosts to shame. You are listening to Rothman and Ice.
That you are. Welcome back in. Matty Ice. Got the people's champ, the national champ, Tyvis Powell in for AR today. Gonna light up the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline right now. Bring on one of our guys. It's been way too long. He's Dustin Schutte, covers Big Ten and Purdue football for SI. Dustin, how you been, man?
I'm doing great, Matt and Tyvis. How you guys doing? You're right. It has been way too long.
Doing well, man. It has been a very long time, but we're glad you're back in the mix with football right around the corner. So this Ohio State team, just so much anticipation, high expectations about what they're going to be this season. What's the most fascinating element of this 2024 Buckeye team to you right now, with a week away from us kicking this thing off?
Yeah, I mean, I think to me, and I hate to be cliche and say probably the same thing everybody else is saying, but has that offensive line taken that next step? I think that's been the biggest talking point the last 3 seasons. You know, Ohio State not being able to get over the hurdle with Michigan, but it looks like, you know, this year having a little bit more experience, a little bit more of a focus, emphasis placed on that offensive line. You got 3 returning starters. You got Seth McLaughlin coming in from Alabama, feel deeper at that position. And then, oh, by the way, you got 2 really talented running backs in Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson, and then bringing in Will Howard. So to me, Ohio State has always had the talent at the skill positions. They've always had a great quarterback. Ryan Day knows how to scheme offensively. The problem has been in the trenches. So I think that that's the element that everybody's looking forward to, seeing if they've taken that next step. And if they are, I know there's a lot of pressure on Ryan Day with guys like Jim Tressel, Urban Meyer saying this is one of the better rosters they've seen in college football in a long time. And those guys have coached some pretty talented players and a lot of really good rosters. So I'm excited to see what this offensive line looks like.
Dustin, when you look at Purdue, you know, you guys got some very interesting, y'all got a tough schedule actually over there, you know, this year for Purdue, you know, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, all really all the big guns. How are you expecting to see, or what are you expecting to see from Purdue this year with under Ryan Walter's second season?
Yeah, you know, what's interesting is they are really embracing that schedule. I mean, there's really no way around it, right? At this point, you've got to play the teams that are in front of you. And Ryan Walters has said, look, everybody's picking us to finish last. We're using that as a chip on our shoulder. Everybody thinks we're going to be better than we were a season ago. I think with the difficulty of the schedule, it's very possible. This was a team that finished 4-8 last season, and you kind of were left scratching your head like, yeah, this program has a long way to go. But I think the work they did in the transfer portal, they brought in 4 new guys from Georgia. Those guys have national championship rings. They know what it takes to get to that next level. This is, to me, it's very possible that this is a Purdue football team that looks a lot better, but it may have a 4-8, 5-7 record just because of how tough the schedule is. As you mentioned, the nice thing is they'll play Indiana State on that first week. Then they get a bye week, 2 weeks to prepare for Notre Dame. I think we're going to find out a lot about what this Purdue team can accomplish in that Notre Dame game. If it's a close game, I think the Boilermakers are capable of upsetting some teams on that schedule this season. But it's a grind. It's going to be a real test for Ryan Walters in his second season there for sure.
Dustin Schutte covering Big Ten football for SI, joining us here on The Fan. Dustin, who is a player or a team that you can't wait to see do their thing when we start the season off? Is there a sleeper maybe around the Big Ten that you like? Hit us with that, a player or team that you're really going to be locked in on when we get this thing rolling.
Man, you're throwing fastballs at me here, man, because there's a lot I think that's going to be really interesting about this upcoming season. I think, to me, one of the things that's going to be interesting to me is Wisconsin as Luke Fickell enters his second season. Tyler Van Dyke, the quarterback there, is a player that I think he did some good things in his first year as a starter at Miami, but then kind of fizzled out. How does he fit now that he's the starting guy in Phil Longo's offense? I think that's a Wisconsin team that will take another step. I don't know that they're quite to the point where they were when they won 3 straight Big Ten titles, but I think they're a team on the rise. And then it seems to be everybody's Cinderella team this year is Rutgers. And a lot of that has to do with obviously Greg Schiano, the fact that they were able to get Ethan Kaliak-Manis, the former Minnesota quarterback, to transfer there, probably their best quarterback they've had since Schiano's return. Really good running back in Kyle Monungai. They got a lot of offensive linemen, I think 4 returning starters up front, a lot of defensive returning starters. And then that schedule, when you avoid Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, and Oregon, this is a team to me. I think they have to win 8 or 9 games, because if you can't do it with this schedule and this level of talent, then you're probably not going to be able to do it at any point in the Big Ten. So I know I gave you a couple answers there. I think Rutgers is kind of the Cinderella. Everybody's falling in love with Rutgers because of what they have returning, because of that schedule. But Wisconsin is another team I've got my eye on this year.
Dustin, talk to me about Hudson Card. I know he got there last year as a transfer quarterback. This is his second year there. Are you excited about him? What do you like about him? What's the things that you think he needs to work on?
Yeah, I think one of the things that kind of gets forgotten about Hudson last year was he played a majority of that season hurt. I mean, he had shoulder and rib injuries. He essentially had a broken rib in that last game against Indiana and toughed it out and still threw for 3 touchdowns, over 300 yards, and kind of willed Purdue to a comeback victory over Indiana to finish the game on a high note. I think a lot of it is just going to be familiarity. The second year in that Graham Harrell offense, he's going to have more skilled receivers to throw the football to. And then again, much like you guys have dealt with in Columbus there with the offensive line, Purdue's offensive line wasn't great a season ago. He had to scramble a lot more. I think Purdue feels a lot better about the depth and the size it has on the offensive line, so he doesn't have to be on the move as much. He doesn't have to be creative. The other aspect of this is he put on 10 to 15 pounds in the offseason, which I know may not sound like a lot to guys like you and me, but they think that he'll be more durable. He can sustain the grind of a Big Ten schedule this season. So I don't know. I think at times we saw what he can do, what he's capable of, why he was such a heavily recruited player out of high school. And I think he is a good leader at quarterback for this Purdue football team. And if he's more durable, I don't think it's the throws. I think now having that second year under his belt and now being healthy, I think that's going to be a big difference maker for Purdue in their offense this season.
I want to get your thoughts on USC's transition into this conference, because we know the offense is always sexy for them, but do you think they're going to be able to answer the call when it comes to physicality in the Big Ten week in and week out?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that might be the biggest question mark heading into this season. I know that, they cut ties Lincoln Riley did with Alex Grinch and brought in DeAnton Lynn, who was the defensive coordinator at UCLA a season ago. They were the second best defensive team in the conference, at least from a points allowed perspective. I just don't know. I think schematically they're going to be better. Alex Grinch was never quite that guy. But I think they'll be better schematically, but I just don't know if they're going to have the offensive line. I don't know if they're going to have make the necessary improvements defensively to put up with the grind of a Big Ten schedule? I think, to me, I wish I could answer that question a little bit better, but to me, I think that is the biggest question mark heading into this Big Ten season. How do they transition? Because in the Big 12 and in the Pac-12, they've been able to throw it all over the yard, and I think in some instances they'll still be able to do that. That'll still be a great aspect of their game. But what are you going to do when you have to play in Iowa, Wisconsin? And this is not just this year. This is further down the road. I think the grind of that Big Ten schedule and having to play those tough defensive lines, I think it's going to wear down that offense at some point this season. That's going to be really interesting. I don't think Lincoln Riley's on the hot seat by any stretch, but could that put some pressure on him then going into 2025 if they don't perform well this season? I think so.
Dustin, you've seen all the stuff that's come out from the Wolverines, with all of the sign stealing scandal and all of those things. Let's say you are the NCAA. What do you think is a justifiable punishment, or how would you go about handling the Wolverines?
Yeah, this is a tough situation because I think if it was me, and I don't know what information they had a season ago, it would have been very tempting for me if I was a member of that college football playoff committee to leave them out last season. Maybe that's a controversial comment to make. I don't know. But to me, you have so many of last year's contributors gone. You have almost the entire coaching staff left. Jim Harbaugh, the culprit behind it, is in the NFL. Like, there's no good way to punish this team. Like, I'm sure they're going to come up with some sort of 2-year postseason ban or something like that and vacate the wins in the national championship. I guess that's all you can do at this point. Again, I don't know what information they had last season, but it would have been tempting for me. I would have liked to see a punishment for those coaches, and I hate to put the players, lump them into that because they didn't make that choice, right? But they obviously benefited from it. So I don't know if there is a good punishment. I suspect we'll see some sort of postseason ban. I think the scholarship limit is probably going to be something that they talk about, but at this point with NIL and everything, that's kind of a moot point. And then you'll probably see some vacated wins, maybe a vacated national title. But I do think with Jim Harbaugh, given that 1-year suspension, I know he's not going to return to college football. I do feel like that was at least somewhat justified.
He's Dustin Schutte. He covers the Big Ten over at SI. Dustin, we always appreciate your time, and I'm sure we'll be talking here in the coming weeks as the season gets rolling. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it, and enjoy week 0.
Anytime. Dustin Schutte was on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Coming up in our Buckeye Bulletin, where does Marvin Harrison Jr. believe he ranks amongst all the great Buckeye wide receivers that have suited up for the Scarlet and Gray? He'll tell you next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Visit Hollywood Casino Columbus this summer for exciting live sports action. We got the biggest screens around, and ESPN Bet is live in Ohio.
Plus, Penn Play Rewards members can win up to $500 Penn Cash every week. Visit PennPlaySports.com/cover5 today and register for your chance to play and win.
Not a member? Get the Penn Play app today.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is your live sports headquarters.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your local Rite Aid might be closing, but don't worry. It's easy to transfer your prescriptions with GoodRx. First, check prices at GoodRx.com or on our app. Then show your coupon to the pharmacist. It's that simple. GoodRx can save you up to 80% on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, GoodRx is free, and it works whether you have insurance or not. Download the app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Friday nights mean high school football. Join us for the fans' high school game of the week.
The fun starts Friday night at 6 with Harvest Prep at Pick Central.
Your home for Friday Night Lights. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
August may seem like the end of summer. It also means the beginning of a lot of things, like back to school, festivals, football. At Buckeye Lake Marina, it means the August savings days are upon us. Get huge discounts on all of the new and used boats that they didn't sell. Every pontoon, tri-toon, sport boats, even fishing boats are ready for you. Save thousands on demo models that have been used all summer to show off amazing features. Some have never even been in the water. Take advantage of the August savings days at Buckeye Lake Marina. Their summer hours continue through the entire month of August. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the heat? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on train systems, including 0% APR for 60 months.
All right, Tyvis, let's knock out a Buckeye Bulletin. Tyvis Powell in the house today for our guy, AR. Hope AR's golf outing's been going well.
I'm sure it has.
Weather turned out nice for him.
Yeah, it did.
Hopefully everything is out there rocking and rolling. You know, our guy put in a lot of work, so I'll tap in later with him, see how everything's going. You know, one guy, you know, everybody's starting to get into their fantasy drafts.
Mm-hmm.
It's about that time of year. And you're really starting to hear a lot of buzz about Marvin Harrison Jr. and what he could do in year one as a rookie. Like, we've had some incredible rookie wide receiver year one.
You know, that's how you really win fantasy, is you got to hit on one, maybe two rookies.
One gem that just pops off.
If you get, because after that, once they pop, it's hard to get them.
Correct.
But if you get them young, if you get the right one, like, he'll win you fan. Like Kyron Williams was that for me last year.
Puka for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, two rookie Rams that were incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Waddle was awesome in year one. Jamar Chase, you're right, man. You get those guys, and that really just gives you more depth there. But Marvin Harrison Jr., I don't think any of us are going to be surprised when he goes into the NFL and it's an immediate transition. He turns out to be one of those guys. And if it does take some time, it won't be too long after that to where he really, I think, is scaring the crap out of secondaries week in and week out. But, you know, it's talking season right now, and a lot of these guys are hopping on podcasts and doing this and doing that. And Marvin joined the On the Trenches show with Zaire Franklin, and he was asked, where do you think you rank among all the great receivers that have come through Columbus? Where are you at? And here's his answer.
I saw a graphic like a couple of days ago that was talking about like the top wide receivers that were either at Ohio State. Are you in that list? Would you put yourself top 5?
I think I'm the best. At it from a number standpoint, you do per game on a per game basis. Because I think Michael Jenkins or Chris Carter, they started their freshman year. Started their whole freshman year. I didn't get to start my freshman year. I started one game my freshman year. Then obviously my 2 years, I did my thing. And you look at the accolades: 2-time receiver of the year, Big Ten player of the year, unanimous All-American back-to-back years. I mean, I did it all.
No, that's a fact.
From an Ohio State standpoint, they always say, "Oh, you didn't beat Team of North." So it's like, I mean, I didn't. I think that's a team kind of accomplishment, but that'd be the only thing you could really say
that you didn't do as a wide receiver in your career.
That's why I think I'm the best. From an accolade and statistical standpoint, obviously talent why we have some great Chris Carter Hall of Fame. I can never discredit him.
It's hard to push back on what the man said. When we talk about individual accolades.
You know what the crazy thing is?
What's that?
Is that people kind of forgot about him already because of Jeremiah.
So much excitement about him.
That is like, that be so wild to me how they do that. Like, Marvin was like unbelievable. He single-handedly won a lot of games. Like, it was to the point last year that Kyle McCord was like, "Where's Marv? Just get Marv the ball." Like, that's our offense. Just give Marv the ball, let him do his thing. And you telling me 1 year removed?
It's what we do as sports fans, right? Like, think about this. Think about this has been the NFL offseason of Jordan Love because it's the new thing. We always are excited about what's new and what we haven't seen. And you're right. Like, Marvin is an all-timer.
Yeah.
With what the man did. I mean, you're talking Heisman Trophy finalist, Biletnikoff, and like he said, a unanimous All-American twice over. And so he's up there. And I want to give credit to our guys over at 11 Warriors, because they did a breakdown of this, because he mentioned Jenkins and he mentioned Carter. And he does outpace those guys, according to 11 Warriors, over his 2 seasons over 2022 and 2023, averaging 99 yards per game. So he has that. You had some other guys that popped up, like Terry Glenn in 95. He was a $119, but that was for 1 year. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 1 year, 123. But we're talking about stacking up years. Marvin has those guys beat. And so you had guys like, David Boston, who was 98-3 across the 97 and 98 seasons. So, look, that's the luxury of a program like Ohio State, is you can go down this road and talk about the great players that have come here. But Marvin, when he says that, the numbers and the resume, they back him up, that he may be the best receiver to ever come through this city.
I feel like if you ask any wide receiver, they're going to say themselves.
Probably right.
If you ask me who the best safety is,
Tyvis Powell.
Stop playing. Come on now.
It's Tyvis Powell.
Who is Mike Dawes? No, I'm just playing.
But yeah, man, that was good stuff there. And year number 1 for him. I think he's got it in him, Tyvis, to do some damage in the NFL.
Well, his situation is perfect. I mean, he obviously is between you and Trey McBride. Like, that's the top 2. Don't get me wrong, I like Michael Wilson too. I think he's pretty good, but
and some Greg Dortch sound out there.
Yeah,
but,
teams are going to game plan.
Right.
Marv. Like, that's just what it is. We're going to we can live with the rest of them. If they win their one-on-ones, cool, but it will not be number 18.
Won't be him. Congratulations to Cody Simon. We mentioned earlier that he was named a captain, but he also is going to rock the Block O jersey this year. And I know that means a lot, and there's a lot put on the shoulders of the player that does rock the Block O. And so he's a captain. He'll rock the Block O. He'll be a captain with Travion Emeka and Jack Sawyer. Before Cody Simon this offseason, been a lot of positive things said about him, both off the field and on the field. Now, Tyvis, he'll roll out there on Saturdays with that Block O jersey.
That's the right choice. I mean, when you think about a guy who's dedicated his entire self to helping his team, I told you, every time I see him, he seems like he's in the film room doing something. He's locked in, loudest guy on the defense. He's a leader. That's exactly, he, to me, is the perfect pick for the Block O, and I think he'll wear it proudly. Me personally, if they would have gave it to me, I would have said thank you, but no thanks.
You wouldn't want it?
I'm not wearing no Block O at safety. If anything, I need number 2. That's what
Give me that deuce.
But I'm not. Yeah, I was cool with the 23. I just don't like it and I'm not a fan of it in the secondary. I'm just not. I'm just not.
It's a cool honor, though.
It is.
I don't know if Urban really came to you and said, Tyvis, you're my guy this year.
Yeah.
You would have said, Coach, I'm good.
I would have been like, you know what? That means a lot to me, and I appreciate that. There's no way that I'm wearing that in the game. Just tell you that. But it was a player recently that just did that. Somebody did that for Ohio State like maybe 3-4 years ago.
So now I'm good.
Yeah, they was like, I take it, but I'm not wearing the number though.
Okay.
I feel like it was an offensive lineman. Who was it? I can't think. It was an offensive lineman though, and I think you can't wear it on the O-line.
On the O-line. I'm one of those football fans. I don't really get crazy about the numbers being weird at different spots.
You would have wore it?
Oh, of course, man.
Say you was at
safety,
corner.
At corner? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
My name's Matty Ice. That is today's Buckeye Bulletin. Coming up at the top of the hour, Tyvis, We played sound from Chad Johnson earlier.
Yeah.
Where he talked about the Jamar Chase, T. Higgins situation. He was at the Fanatics Fest, but also the sheriff, Peyton Manning. He was there too. And he sat down and he ranked his top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. You'll hear that list next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Death, taxes, and beating Michigan every damn year. This is your flagship home for Ohio State football. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let's talk about your sleep, specifically if you're not getting enough of it. If you're feeling groggy all day because you didn't sleep well, that is an awful feeling. I've been there. And if you're snoring when you sleep, well, that could be a big reason why you aren't feeling rested. This fact surprised even me the first time I heard it, and that is as you age, your risk of having obstructive sleep apnea nearly doubles. That's right. You need to find out if your snoring is related to sleep apnea, because if it is, there's actually help available for you right now. Dr. Mark Levy is board certified in the treatment of sleep apnea, and he offers a custom-fitted oral appliance that effectively treats sleep apnea. I have been telling you about this for years. And maybe you've been snoring for years. Now's the time to get this fixed. Plus, most Medicare patients have little to no out-of-pocket costs for this treatment. So you need to stop putting it off. Don't ignore your snore. Get your sleep apnea treated by calling Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. Get the life back you deserve. Call Dr. Mark Levy today, 1-800-MORE-SLEEP, or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
More and more people are falling into problem gambling. Mary Haven's experts offer comprehensive care. You and your loved ones can count on mental, emotional, and financial guidance.
Confidential and judgment-free. Go to maryhaven.com today.
Hey, it's Bobby. When it comes to tackling a project as important as your roof, you want a company that cares about the product and experience they're going to deliver. At Newman Roofing, you're more than just a number. They believe in 100% customer satisfaction. And for your roofing needs, give them a call at 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
She posted about us just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Be Honest bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Hey, it's Anthony here from my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. Rich is rolling out all of his new Hondas at 2.9% up to 60 months. Just not including the Civic Si and Civic Type R, but all the other awesome new Hondas, 2.9%. You love certified? He has the dream deal. 0.99% APR for 36 months on the 23s and 24s, Civics, HRVs, CRVs, pilots, and passports. When you think Honda, you have to visit Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Timmy Hall. We're getting close now to the start of Ohio State's much-anticipated 2024 season. The man that's going to be under center trying to lead the Buckeyes to a national championship, that's K-State transfer Will Howard. As we expected, Ryan Day tabbed him the starter on Thursday and told all of us what he's been doing well.
The more he understands what he's doing out there and when he does, he's really executing very well. I think the guys are excited, when he gets in the huddle. Not to say that they're not excited when the other quarterbacks are in there, but they do feel Will. And, I know he's excited about leading the team.
More preseason accolades for the Bucs. How about 4 on the AP preseason All-American first team? Caleb Downs and Denzel Burke on defense, Emeka Egbuka and Donovan Jackson on offense. Tyleek Williams and Travion Henderson make the second team. Baseball, you'll get the Reds taking on the Blue Jays tonight at 7:07. This one is sponsored by Germain Toyota, the best selection of new and used cars in Central Ohio. View the full selection online at germaintoyota.net.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Maxima Concrete. Visit MaximaConcrete.com today to schedule your free estimate.
All right, welcome back in. Matty Ice. Got my guy Tyvis Powell, the People's Champ, back in the building today for our guy AR. Bottom of the hour. We'll talk all things Brownies. Jeff Lloyd, Locked On Browns. He'll join us, give us his reaction coming out of week 2 of the preseason. What was, any takeaways for anybody that you're in? Buzz, positive buzz, things you're concerned about right now with your Brownies?
I mean, for me, I like Jamari Thrash, the rookie receiver. I thought he made some plays, and I like DTR when he was out there. I think DTR, to me, just look poised. It's something about when he's out there, how things just flow. Now, don't get me wrong, he didn't play perfect. I think he took like a terrible sack, and I can't remember if he had a pick or not, but it wasn't perfect. He did take them down there. They had a nice drive and all of those things. My concerns is everybody's concerns, and that's the offensive line, particularly the left tackle spot. You got guys that haven't come back. Jack Conklin, Jared Wills is yet to even step on the practice field, and you got week 1 is 2 weeks away. So, that's my biggest concern for them. But I figure they'll figure something out.
It's going to be interesting this year, man, just because of what do we get from number 4?
Well, I mean, if number 4 ain't playing well, you can pack it up anyway.
The ceiling is just a lot lower.
You can pack it
the
up
ceiling's
anyway.
a lot lower. So, hopefully, we're a couple weeks away, and it's Dak and CD. Well, maybe CD, but it'll be Dak and the Cowboys.
Yeah, you think CD Lamb is going to miss a game?
No, because I think Jerry Jones is going to bend the knee.
Yeah. My thing is, why delay it? Why do this? Why? You and him both know that y'all going to get this deal done.
Right.
I'm not.
They did a similar thing with Zeke a few years ago, and
why?
You're asking.
So you're not gonna pay him. You're gonna trade him? That's what you're telling me? You're gonna let him walk?
Absolutely not.
That's what I'm saying.
Now that brings up.
Let's stop this.
Did I ever run by you my trade Dak scenario prior to the draft?
No,
I don't think we ever talked about this. You
said trade him to the Seahawks, right?
No, this was find a trade partner.
Oh, okay.
Before the draft, because that's when the chirping started that they're probably not going to pay him and get him a new contract. Okay. And so I am always in favor of let's get something for a really good player.
Okay.
I was in the same boat when it came to Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, you were. You used to bang that drum.
If I'm an Angels fan, you're not selling me on comp picks. I'm sorry. You're just not. We need some type of return. So that's where I was at prior to the draft, is that if you know right now,
going to go down as the worst mistake in history
of all time. And guess who might repeat that mistake?
Oh,
my Reds.
With who?
Ellie. In a few years, I'm worried about that. But that's
he gonna take a hometown discount like right. Jose.
I sat there and watched him smile ear to ear after one press conference. We talked about how much he loves playing in Los Angeles, and I was like, that's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear.
But back to Dak.
I said, if Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and everybody up top, if they know that when we get to the finish line of 2024, we're not paying Dak, I don't know, $57 to $60 million, whatever the number is, you trade him before the draft. He would have got you a first-round pick, maybe 2.
You think somebody would have gave him a first-round pick for Dak?
I think so. You don't think?
How old is Dak?
I think we're 29, 30.
You think? Oh, first? I mean,
I think now
quarterbacks is.
They're playing longer, right?
Quarterbacks is a premium position. You do got to pay a premium.
CB's telling me he's 31. You wouldn't give up a first round. And look, this is.
If I'm who? What
that's,
team?
No, I need to bring that to the table. I'm trying to think prior. So let's say.
Who was your trade?
So let's think about the teams that drafted a quarterback. If you were, let's say, the Minnesota Vikings, would you have given up your first round pick and some other things to pair Dak with Justin Jefferson, Addison, and Hopkins in Minnesota?
That would be nice.
I'm doing it all day and tomorrow.
That would be nice.
So that's just where I was at.
Who's to say that J.J. McCarthy isn't?
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's the first round pick that they used. So that's why I brought them up, is they used it on McCarthy. And
it depends on where you are. Are you in win now mode? Like,
if I get Dak in Minnesota, that puts us in win now mode.
That's is Minnesota to you? If they had Dak, you think they go a Super Bowl team?
Super Bowl, maybe not.
That's not why I do the trade.
But I think
you have to answer that question. If we get Dak, we are legit Super Bowl team.
Let me ask you this though: if we were sitting here right now talking about Dak and being a Minnesota Viking, would we not view them as a contender to the 49ers? in the NFC?
I have issues with the defense. I know they got Gilly the Kid. I know they just signed Gilly the Kid.
Stephon Gilmore, they did. But my thing is, you wouldn't be comfortable putting them in the same crop like with maybe Detroit and Philly if they had Dak, Minnesota right now, or would they be a tier below for you still?
You say Philly?
So I think the hierarchy right now for a lot of people in the NFC is San Francisco.
Philly, no, they're not beating Philly. But who's the other team?
Detroit. If they did have Dak.
I feel like they'd be about this neck and neck with Detroit.
And Detroit's a contender for some people. So look, this is all,
like they'd be neck
it's all
and neck
hypothetical.
with Detroit.
But yeah, Dallas, I think to your point about CD, they'll get the deal done. That's going to happen.
They need to stop playing around with that. You're not letting him walk. You're not.
And if I'm Dak, I don't know why I'm signing the deal right now. Why?
It ain't gonna do you no good.
Because this is it's almost unprecedented. What we're going to see is a quarterback of his caliber hit free agency at this age. You're talking early 30s, true free agency. The bag is his, and then some. And guess what?
He going to Seattle.
That's where you want him to go?
I think he'd be nice there.
Man, I wouldn't be mad at that.
I mean, he got the weapons.
And they got the offensive coordinator from Washington, Ryan Grubb.
I think that'd be nice for him. I think it would be perfect for him.
Price tag's going to start with a 6, though. $60 million.
Yeah. I draft me a rookie.
Let's talk about some more quarterbacks because Peyton Manning, one of the best quarterbacks of all time, definitely of his generation, he was at the Fanatics Fest this weekend. And I love that you have these guys now that were, so good at what they do week in and week out, who now are on the other side with us standing behind cameras and microphones, and they're willing to lay out things in the form of lists. And Peyton Manning was asked who he believes are the top 5 quarterbacks in the game right now, and here's his response.
Quarterbacks need to be coached hard, and Andy Reid coaches Patrick Mahomes hard, and that's good for Patrick. That's bad for NFL defenses, right? So, that's number one. Patrick Mahomes number one. God, rankings are so hard. You get in so much trouble. You get mad about that. How about you have to rank this? The games. Look, I'm a big fan of Joe Burrow. Right? I'm glad to see him. Back healthy. Right? I like the way he carries himself. I like his demeanor out there. He doesn't sweat. He doesn't flinch, right? He's just kind of calm and cool the whole time. This Justin Herbert is as talented as anybody. He can throw it about. He can throw it about. Harbaugh, that's, like I said, the Broncos division is going to be tough. I mean, Lamar Jackson does things that just don't seem possible with the football in his hand. He makes throws, he runs, and he's smart about, he protects himself too, right? I mean, look, I never could run, so I never had that problem, right? But, the thing we were talking about earlier, quarterbacks, that like to run, you still got to find a way to get out of bounds or get down and be there on the next play, right? If you get hurt, I mean, look, defenses, if the quarterback, gets hurt, they're probably going to win that game. Right. So I love the way Lamar carries himself. I think he'll have a great year this year. One more. I mean, this, like I said, Josh Allen is total stuff. Tough. Like I saw him this summer. I mean, he is so motivated to bring a championship to Buffalo.
So to recap it, the Sheriff has Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen.
I'm not mad at that.
I think some people would push back on the Herbert selection.
But
everybody else is stamped on this thing.
I think it's, when you look at Herbert, it's the talent. It's the arm talent.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that, he can make every throw just like Patty can. It's not like he fixate himself on one guy. He spreads the ball to everybody. And I think that's what everybody is enamored with. Everybody loves that for him. And you think, maybe if you get that run game going with, maybe Jim Harbaugh is perfect for him because he's big on running the ball, so that would take pressure off of him. Now play action opens up, and now he's able to thread the needle. His problem is he ain't got no number one no more. They got rid of Keenan Allen, and it's like
and Mike Williams,
Josh Palmer.
They drafted Ladd McConkey,
and I don't even know who. Oh, the dude from TCU they drafted last year, Quentin
Jefferson. Yeah, they spent a first-round pick on him too.
Yeah,
that has not worked out.
Yeah,
that hasn't worked out.
That's
to your point, though, they want to run the rock.
Yeah, they do.
And the former Buckeye J.K. Dobbins, he's got a great opportunity ahead of him again. He's
fantasy sleeper right there.
He's paired up with Gus Edwards, two
Fantasy
guys that
sleeper.
were teammates in Baltimore.
I'm
But
going to get him on my flex.
just because that's his, especially with Greg Roman as the offensive coordinator. Like, Roman and Harbaugh paired together, they're going to be
They don't run the ball.
They're going to be top 5, I think, in attempts and rushing this year. But, yeah, with this list, like I saw some people reacting to Peyton Manning's list. And, you had, like, the CJ stuff, it's just one lap around the track. I think at this point next year, he'll be in top 5.
If CJ have a season like he had last year, this year,
he's in the top 5.
He goes, he might be like, he might be 3.
It's just,
it's
it's not supposed to be that easy.
Depending on Josh Allen's success this year, CJ could definitely get to 3.
Would you rather have Dak or Justin Herbert?
Going forward, Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Neither one of them won anything. Neither one of them. Wait, who had the playoff debacle? Was it Justin or was it Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence was the game where he threw 4 picks in the first half.
And then he came back. Okay, so it was
Justin
Herbert's messed the game up. Okay.
Dak wasn't great either.
No, Dak hasn't gotten.
Has he?
In that Packers game. What has he won? One playoff game?
2-5. 2-5, 2-4.
Yeah, see, I'm not. And it's not like he ain't got nobody.
That's true. They supported him. He's just one of those guys that eventually, I was going to say I think it will happen, but I don't know. But I believe in his talent, but it's just when it's put up or shut up time.
I'm rolling with Justin Herbert. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'll take Dak.
You are really big old Dak. I tell you what, I was around Dak. I've met Dak personally when I was with Dallas. All the negative things I thought about Dak before I got to Dallas went right out the window. He's a great leader. Like that dude. Yeah. That dude good.
He's a real teammate.
Yeah, I actually liked sitting there. He sat down, talked with him. He's a real dude.
He seems like a cool guy. He definitely seems like a cool guy. Look, I know the headline is always the playoff stuff, and that's real. That's very real. I mean, the man did finish second in the MVP race last year. Like, he's got...
Who?
Dak did. He finished second behind Lamar last year in MVP voting.
Did he?
Yeah, Dak.
Dak was balling last year. That's what I'm
saying. And so I think sometimes the conversation about him, it goes a little too far the other way with his detractors.
At the end of the day, the question that it boils down to every time is, can I win this? Can he win me the Super Bowl? That's the question.
You're not wrong.
And 2-5 is just not the answer.
I know. But I watched Micah Parsons in that defense get dominated by the Packers in that same playoff game, too. So, that it works both ways. It works both ways. But that's Peyton Manning laying out his top 5. I think because people are ready to really crown Jordan Love and C.J. Stroud. And I'm just like, give me one more season. Just one more. And I'm not trying to take anything away from those guys, but we've seen guys be flash in the pants. I don't think either one of them will be that. But let me see those guys cook just a little bit more. Tyvis coming back after pre-snap reads. We got another team naming their starting quarterback in the NFL. That news just broke. I'll tell you who it is after this. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
We're dealing at Reichert Nissan. Hundreds of Nissans in stock, on the ground, and priced to sell fast. Low lease payments on brand new Reichert Nissan Sentras, only $219 a month. Now we're really dealing. With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Visit the Reichert Mega Mall off 270 and 33, or shop thousands of new and certified used at ReichertNissan.com. We're dealing.
With approved credit. 2024 Sentra SV FWD 36-month lease with $3,000 due at signing. Offer ends 9/3/24.
That's the sound of a Mountain Dew. And that's you enjoying its refreshing citrus kick. That's a cool breeze suddenly whistling through your hair.
Whoa.
That's you realizing you're now on a mountain.
This is epic.
That's you stating the obvious. That's you stepping up to the plate. That's you winning your kickball game.
Yes, let's go.
That's you taking another sip of your Do the Dew.
Kemba Financial Credit Union pays you to save. Get a $300 bonus with a new money market account and earn a premium interest rate on your money. It adds up to big-time savings for your goals and dreams. Visit Kemba.org to check our rates and learn more. Restrictions apply. Bonus requires Advantage status and $10,000 minimum balance be deposited in the first 30 days and maintained to qualify for a $100 bonus at 90 days and $200 at 180 days after opening. Federally insured by NCUA. Offer ends September 30th.
When there's a United Dairy Farmers nearby, special savings are too. Stop by while energy drinks are buy two, get one free. Monster, Celsius, Red Bull, and more for less. Only with UDrive Plus at UDF.
Boss on your back? Break away from the office and head on over to Delaware Golf Club. Grab a group, play 18, and afterwards unwind with a drink by the Fire Pit Bar and Patio. Online booking makes it easy to secure your tee time. So come check out Central Ohio's home for premier golf at Delaware Golf Club.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We are live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown, dumb since day one. The Fan.
This week at Meijer, buy 5 or more and save $5 or more on hundreds of items across the store. Shop items like Pepperidge Farm buns, Johnsonville smoked brats, Breyer's ice cream, and select Coca-Cola or Pepsi products, plus deposit where applicable. Plus, shop hot deals on California red seedless grapes for $1.29 per pound, certified Angus beef T-bone steak for $9.99 per pound, and Meijer chips 3 for $5. Shop great prices and limited deals this week at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in store or in the Meijer app.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman for the Bath Authority. It's time to make your bath and shower something you really love. Something so great, your singing in the shower comes from a genuine place of happiness. Don't keep staring at that outdated bath, the mold, the mildew, the broken tiles. Every unit from the Bath Authority is custom built. You choose the premium accents and accessories. Right now, get free installation on your new bath or shower, plus 36 months of 0% interest. Visit thebathauthority.com. That's thebathauthority.com. A better bath awaits.
We're seeing more and more heinous crimes committed in Ohio by illegal immigrants who shouldn't be here.
The driver of the minivan that hit a school bus full of kids in Clark County, now in custody. 52 kids were on board the bus at the time of the crash. 1 was killed. 22 others taken to hospitals.
Hermanio Joseph charged with aggravated vehicular homicide.
Hermanio Joseph is here illegally. But Senator Sherrod Brown voted to give amnesty to 11 million illegal immigrants, including those convicted of violent crimes like aggravated assault, child abuse, and drunk driving. Call Senator Sherrod Brown at 216-522-7272 and tell him to support S4689, the Justice for Jocelyn Act, and start protecting Ohio families, not criminal illegals who shouldn't even be in the country. Paid for by One Nation. www.onenationamerica.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Skies are a little cloudy for now, but we do have some sunshine in store later this afternoon. Temperatures today rise back into the 70s. Columbus hitting 77 degrees, staying cool and comfortable today. Tonight, lows back in the 60s. I'm meteorologist Madison Reich with your weather impact forecast on The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by the Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, let's crank out some pre-snap reads. Before we do that, let me let you know that at Bet365, we don't do ordinary. See for yourself. When you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Your Guardians are off today. They will resume action tomorrow against the New York Yankees, huh?
That's a big one. And it's in New York, so.
And you guys got to get right. The Brewers brought out the brooms on you guys, man.
What's wrong with you?
I'm just.
Like I didn't need you to say it like that. Like just say we lost.
They brought out the brooms.
Just say we lost.
Hey, you guys had a nice run. You guys Twins, Cubs. You guys were cooking, and then Milwaukee. You know, 2 division leaders. They got the best of you guys.
Listen, we desperate. We got to get a win. Oh, wait, we play tomorrow.
I believe so. Yes, you guys will play tomorrow at 7:05.
Does it say who's pitching right now?
It is Luis Hill for the New York Yankees taking on Matthew Boyd.
Okay, Matthew Boyd's first start was promising. I mean, he looked really good.
Okay.
If he doubled down, we got something.
You just know when you go into the Bronx.
It's different.
It's different over there.
It's different. Them pinstripes.
Woo, that crowd
is different.
It is. It's electric, but I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I think I'll find out if the Guardians is for real. If they win that series, they winning it all.
What do you mean winning it all?
What I said. What do you mean what I mean? You know what I mean.
Winning what? The AL Central?
No. It's deeper than that.
Please tell me. You think the World Series?
Come on. They win in the Bronx.
You think they're winning it all?
They winning it all.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Listen, I can't say much because I'm the same man that sat behind this microphone after we went 4-2 and said print the shirts. When we came out of it. You know why? Because the same way that you feel good about what they could do coming out of New York, I watched us go into Philly and beat the Phillies, and I was like, this is all I needed to see. And I've been crying ever since. My Reds, speaking of my Reds, they're in action tonight. Taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Up in the 6. I'm going with Jonathan India. Had a nice little year. Total bases for him, 1.5. Give me the over. I like the juice at plus 125. So I'm going Jonathan India, the former Florida Gator, and the over for his total bases tonight at plus 125. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365, Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. Download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
So right before we went to break, we now have a team in the NFL naming who their starting quarterback is going to be in week 1. And that is out in Washington because, Tyvis, the Commanders have officially crowned Jaden Daniels, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, as their QB1 going into the year. And I'm glad that they did this because it's just what you should do. Don't waste any time. Make him the guy. Congrats to Jaden Daniels.
You know, they're fascinating to me.
In what way?
Because I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't big on Jaden Daniels. I thought he was an athlete, but you know, usually when we get to the NFL, that stuff kind of don't materialize. Lamar has probably been like one of the rare exceptions to the rules, but I watch him, and I'm like, you know what? He be throwing some good passes. Now, the problem is I don't know when he's in, like if that other team, is that the starting defense that he's going against? Or is it, that's the questions that I have with that. Obviously, things change when the ones get out there, but I like Scary Terry for fantasy this year. Let's just say that.
I think Scary Terry could be this year's Nico Collins.
Yeah, he could be.
I think with legitimate quarterback play coming in, it's going to shine. Because here's the thing. Actually, I feel like that's a little bit of disrespect to Terry because Terry has laid out a better resume than Nico Collins
he's had
had.
1,000 yards every year.
He's been a dude over there. But I just think he'll put the world on notice with better quarterback play that I'm for real.
Yeah.
Like I'm for real. I completely agree with you. I'm all in on Jaden Daniels and what he's going to be out in Washington. The frame is the frame. Like, it is what it is. But we heard from Peyton Manning when he was talking about Lamar. Lamar doesn't take a bunch of big hits. Now, Lamar's 6'2", about 215, 220.
I think he slimmed down, right?
And he did. Yeah, he said he felt fat and slow last year. So, for Jaden Daniels, I just think the marriage of what he can be with not only Terry and the playmakers there, but also Cliff Kingsbury as the play caller. He's the offensive coordinator. He helped Kyler Murray win a Rookie of the Year in Arizona a few years ago. And so I just think he's going to have, that threat of being both a passer and a rusher. And it's going to take time. He's going to take his lumps. All these rookies do. But the supporting cast, to me, isn't as strong as what Caleb has in Chicago.
Who is the opposite receiver of Terry?
Well,
because it used to be Jahan Dotson, and I don't know. They say he might get cut.
It hasn't sounded great for him this offseason. So they're working through that. They brought in a veteran tight end in Zach Ertz. We'll see how much tread he has left on his tires. But that could be that's because it did feel like a couple years ago, Jahan Dotson came out of Penn State. Like he and Terry could do some things together. But you're right. They definitely seems like they put some heat on his seat to step up. But I tell you what, Tyvis, I like Jay Daniels to win Rookie of the Year over at Bet365 at plus 550. So Caleb's a pretty significant favorite at plus 140. But you know how this works. It'll take 1 or 2 weeks of James putting some things together. And I just think he's going to provide more statistical juice in year one.
Well, all I'm going to tell you is there's a standard here at The Ohio State University.
What is that?
That you go in there and you win Rookie of the Year. So, Marv.
You want the juice on Marv?
You better figure it out because it ain't looking good. But you better figure something out.
Plus 800 for Marvin. He's third. He's got the third best odds.
It's behind those two.
Caleb at plus 140, Jane Daniels at plus 550, and then Marv at plus 800.
Marv better figure something out. That's because we ain't. Listen, we went on like a little streak. I think we went on a 2-year streak right now. Before that, I think we missed one, and then it was like 5 years in a row. So he better figure something out.
The rookie wide receivers around Marvin, Malik Neighbors at 10-1, and then you get the Xavier Worthy at 15-1. You mentioned Ladd McConkey earlier. He's at 25-1.
Watch he be the steal of the draft.
It could be that just because of pure volume. No, I said, well, pure volume in year one could definitely work for Ladd McConkey. But they're just saying Malik Neighbors is ready to ball.
Did you see the one catch he made?
I've seen them all.
It was impressive. Is Danny Dimes going to get him the ball? That's the question.
It's a fair question.
But
I'm like, I need Malik Neighbors on my fantasy team.
You grabbing him?
I'm trying to whisper that. I don't want a lot of people.
It's the Danny Dimes part that scares me.
But I just love volume, though. Like, when you look at a depth chart, you know, like, he's
going to get a lot of work.
130 targets minimum.
You can work with that.
You're going to get some good juice coming back your way. But, yeah, there we are. Washington Commanders not messing around naming Jaden Daniels their starting quarterback. And they have been thirsting for a good quarterback play. Yeah. It's been a while, right?
That's the RG3. No, it was
we're from Kirk. RG3, and then
it was RG3, then Kirk.
Then Kirk, and then God rest his soul, Dwayne Haskins, and then Sam Howell was a mess last year. So and I feel like we're forgetting somebody even in between that. Like, why do I want to say Colt McCoy for maybe a cup of coffee? Or
did they go to Colt McCoy?
Don't hold me to that. But the point is, that's why, and it's just. When you don't have a quarterback in the NFL, you're just irrelevant.
Yeah.
You're just irrelevant.
Tough. It's tough.
I mean, just
unless your run game is just like that and your defense is out of this world.
Yeah, but you need a generational defense to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are only so many Trent Dilfers in NFL history, right? That win it all.
Hold them to 14.
That's what I'm saying, right? Hold them to 14 and hand the rock off to Jamal Lewis. That's all you got to do. So there you go. Latest NFL news as far as the quarterbacks go is Jaden Daniels is the starting quarterback for the Washington Commanders, and they start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they'll see an old familiar face. Baker Mayfield, fresh off a new contract and a good year. We'll talk all things Browns with Jeff Lloyd of Locked On Browns next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, you can choose from more hybrid and all-wheel drive vehicles than anyone else, including the best-selling RAV4. Now through September 3rd, choose 4.99 APR financing on a new 2024 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid with approved credit through TFS. Excludes RAV4 Prime, or you can get a great lease deal on RAV4. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. Get details at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
This is the White Castle Call of the Crave, and it's telling you to come in now for 10 cheese sliders for just $7.99. 10 cheese sliders for just $7.99. Boom! White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only, tax not included.
Hey, it's Anthony for the Good Feet store. 3 words for me, pain-free summer. Spent probably 30 hours walking around the Memorial Tournament and felt awesome with my personal arch supports from the Good Feet store in my everyday kicks. Sure, every now and then we all get random foot pain from pickleball or golf or just being a human being. Having my personally fit arch supports in my shoes has made a massive difference. And even right after I put them in, didn't take long to feel much more supported and aligned, and it's so easy to just move them into any pair. Before I had them, I dreaded being on my feet for any length of time. Well, you have nothing to lose but the pain, as they say. It's a free fitting and test walk. Try them for yourself. See the difference it can make. It did for me. And best of all, you can wear them home. 2 locations on Polaris Parkway and Stringtown Road, or schedule an appointment at goodfeet.com. The Good Feet Store, America's arch supports experts.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now. Bengals game day is so close, you can almost taste it. Bengals watching. Better with Pepsi.
Rise and shine, jabronis.
What a show this morning.
There's only one place where Buckeye legends lay the smackdown. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
Give me a juice box, yeah.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Oh my.
OAR. Live in concert. Summer Tour 24. August 29th at Kimba Live Outdoor. With special guests, Wright and DJ Logic. Buy tickets now at AXS.com and the Penn Station box office. OAR Live. Brought to you by Bud Light Seltzer and Promo West Productions.
Integrity, honesty, and quality. Words we live by here at Monogram Homes. Hi, this is Dina. And at Monogram Homes, we strive to bring your wants to your man cave, your needs to your kitchen, and your ideas to life. Most home builders claim to be custom, but starting with stock floor plans and templates isn't our idea of a tailored experience. At Monogram Homes, we start with a blank slate and work with you until you get exactly what you want. So start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit us online at monogramhomes.net.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Ready for a new ride? Swing by Germain Toyota, ask for my friend Marcello, and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit GermainToyota.net and drive away in style today. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The perfect ratio of sports talk, dogs, pro wrestling, and gambling advice.
It's science.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
That you are. Welcome back in, Matty Ice. Tyvis Powell, the former Buckeye national champion, in the house today. Going to use the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline right now. Bring on Jeff Lloyd, host of the Locked On Browns podcast. Jeff, we're getting closer and closer to the games that count. How you been, man?
We're good. We're good. You know, obviously the showing the last 2 weeks, maybe a little disheartening when you're just going with all the reserves and guys trying to battle for, the final roster spots. But, we're going to find out hopefully a little bit more about this team Saturday night in Seattle.
Outside of the quarterback situation and Deshaun Watson, I think in the minds of a lot of Browns fans still being an unknown as far as what you're going to get week to week from him, what is the biggest question mark you have right now going into the final week of the preseason, but more importantly going into game number 1 against the Cowboys?
I think if you're not, concerned about where the offensive tackles are right now, I mean, you probably are not focusing. Look, they haven't made a move yet, which makes you, believe that they think they'll have Jed Wills and Jack Conklin, or at least Jed Wills for week 1. I think a lot of people were up in arms when Kevin Stefanski said Jed wasn't going to come off the PUP list this week. And even, if he was going to even come off the PUP list this week, they was not going to play Saturday in Seattle. So I don't think that should be too alarming. But the fact that all the reserves are pretty much down, you're starting to really kind of get concerned knowing that it's, less than 20 days. So if these guys even get to practice next week, so that's about 2 weeks to get in game-ready shape, it's not a lot to ask of a veteran, but, you definitely have to have your concerns knowing that the offensive line has been such a strong point of this team's success, over the last 4 years.
Jeff, when you look at the battle for the third quarterback spot, who you been liking and what have you seen out of both quarterbacks?
I got to be honest. To this point, I don't. In my opinion, I don't know if it's a battle. I think you see that DTR, and I thought honestly the first preseason game he should have played before Tyler Huntley. DTR is kind of playing more within the flow of the offense. Tyler Huntley, it's kind of more based on what he can do with his legs and those types of plays he can make. And that was kind of the case in Baltimore, which was fine. That's not really going to work here with the Kevin Stefanski offense. DTR, the interception he threw on Saturday was ball that was tipped in the air. Huntley was overthrown in the red zone. I was kind of hoping that maybe Huntley was going to be here so they can kind of do the flip like they did with Josh Dobbs last summer and turn it into a pick. I'm not sure if, they can do that right now. Huntley would have to have a really strong showing in the final preseason game. But for me, I really think DTR has shown that, there's been a lot of growth from year 1 to year 2. Definitely looks just like a bigger guy, like he's probably put on some good weight, some good added muscle. So for me, I don't know if there's much of a contest at all.
Jeff Lloyd, Locked On Browns, joining us here on The Fan. Jeff, I wanted to ask you about the Brandon Ayuk scenario, and it's been quiet, last couple of days around his name and, whether he's staying or going. But for a small amount of time now, the Browns were in the mix. Where are you at with the potential Amari Cooper for Brandon Ayuk swap and maybe some other draft capital, whatever that package would look like?
Well, I mean, if you look at, over the last 2 seasons and production-wise, Brandon Ayuk, some numbers were a little higher than Amari Cooper. Some numbers were right around the same. Some were a little lower. There's a 4-year age gap there. I mean, it's a big thing within NFL when you're talking about 2 players, who have 4 years of age difference. Browns basically were trying to, basically just set the clock and with their wide receiver 1. So it would have given them basically the room they have now, which has a nice future to it with Judy signed to the extension. Tillman's still got a couple of years left, Bell, of course. And then, of course, Jamari Thrash, who's looked good to this point. So, you're always trying to work on every roster position. So, those who kind of gotten up in arms about it, I think when the Browns never gave Amari Cooper any money past this season, I'm not saying Amari won't be here in 2025, but the Browns are going to put it on him to make sure that, Father Time is not showing up. But that was the main interest. For number one, Brandon Ayuk's a really good wide receiver. The other thing is Brandon Ayuk has dealt with a situation where he doesn't get featured like a number one wide receiver, where he doesn't get 180 targets a year, which he wouldn't have gotten with the Browns because there's too many mouths to feed as it is. So I think they thought they had a chance to maybe stay the same, slightly upgrade. Probably have to pay a little bit more just because with each year you're going to pay a little bit more. But just basically reset that wide receiver 1 and Ayuk, Judy, Tillman, Bell, Thrash. It would have been a nice future to this room and something they probably wouldn't have had to worry about for a couple of seasons.
Jeff, are we at the point now where the departure of Bill Callahan is being felt?
It's a fair question to ask, but, if Bill Callahan was here, is that all of a sudden going to make journeyman like Hakeem Adeniji a better tackle? Is it going to make, Jermaine Urfidi, who started his NFL career as a left tackle but matriculated to other positions because he wasn't getting it done at left tackle? Was that going to make Jermaine Urfidi a good left tackle? Let's not forget Bill Callahan worked with James Hudson for a couple of years. James Hudson, when he ever played for the Browns and played well, he played well at the right tackle position, or he played as an extra blocking tight end. He didn't play well as a left tackle. It's a nice scenario to play out, but I think it's a kind of an unfair scenario to put Dickerson in because he just doesn't have all of his guys right now. And also, a lot of his guys that he does have haven't played in the preseason yet to begin with anyway. So, I mean, I can understand why people would bring up that justification, but, we're probably going to have to see a couple of regular season games before we can say whether or not that is truly a factor.
What's your understanding at this point, of what's going to happen here with Nick Chubb? Or when do you think we're going to see this guy? What's been said about Nick Chubb? Where do you think we're headed with him?
See, the toughest part of this is if you're the Browns, you would legit have aspirations of playing, 20 games this year? 17 regular season, you want to play a couple playoff games, hopefully playing a Super Bowl. Do you think Nick, after what he went through, even if he said today, I think I'm ready to go week 1, you're saying, well, we need him to play almost 20 games. Do you think he's up for that? Do you think he is ready for that? So that's a big question. I think things looked a little better. You kind of got to see Dante Foreman a little bit on Saturday. He's going to be able to contribute probably a little bit more in the passing game than maybe I anticipated. So I think the Browns ideally would like to wait their time a little bit because the last thing you want to do with it is bring a guy back just because you need him when he's coming off the knee injury, double knee surgery like Nick Chubb is. I think the Browns would like to let that play out a little bit more. Certainly if they start 2-1, 3-1, 4-2, that benefits them greatly as to when they can bring Nick back. But, I think if he hasn't been off the PUP list yet, my guess would probably be late September, early October, because we haven't even gotten to the point other than, a couple of drills after a practice where anybody's really seen Nick do anything fully football related. Yes, he's doing workouts. He's doing rehab workouts, but it's not like he's out there doing true football stuff just yet.
Jeff, Miles Harding was the guy that had a lot of buzz last week from the things that he did in the Minnesota Viking joint practice. Is he a guy that you think played his way onto this roster?
I think so. And it's interesting this year because, you talk about, Justin Hardy here, you talk about Tony Brown here, and these are guys who have, years in the league as being great special teamers. But for me, the thing, and I'm hearing this a lot with these preseason games, has always been a plus special teamer. Does that necessarily matter nowadays? Because nobody really has any experience in this new kickoff coverage. So there's a lot of changes to the way special teams are being played in the NFL right now. So just because you've been a career special teamer, does that necessarily automatically mean you have a jump over anybody who's just really starting now to play special teams, whether it would be a Miles Harding? Look, Miles Harding's played really well. He's played outside. He had a lot of time in the slot in college. He's got a swagger to him. He's got an attitude to him. One thing you worry about, and you probably know this, Tyvis, is when you come from a small level like that, you make a huge jump. I mean, so going from South Dakota into an NFL camp is a big jump. Sometimes it gets really big and, guys kind of shrink. He hasn't done that yet. And, sometimes with defensive back play, that is one of the easier positions to translate because it's you versus guy versus ball. But right now, I don't know how Miles Harding doesn't make this team. You know who the top three are. You figure Cam Mitchell's going to make this team. If you get to 4 and 5, it's probably a battle between Harding and Halassi. And then the question would be is, are you keeping a Brown or a Hardy as your sixth corner because of their special teams reputation, which I don't know necessarily applies too much when we've done as much transformation to special teams play as the NFL has.
Makes a lot of sense. He's Jeff Lloyd, Locked On Browns. Jeff, we appreciate your time, man. Thanks so much, and I'm sure we'll talk to you before week 1 against Dallas. Thank you.
All the best, gentlemen. You guys have a great day.
Yeah, Jeff was on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Let me let you know that the Columbus Men's Clinic is the largest and most experienced men's health practice in Columbus. Did you know that their patients average 3 failures with other places before coming to the Columbus Men's Clinic? A lot of guys I know tried other things or maybe went to a clinic years ago, but they have an actual doctor treating patients, not some fly-by-night franchise that loves to come into town. Seriously, go see the team that for 10 years has been number 1 in Ohio for men's health. Stop thinking about it and get in there. Call 614-300-7400. That's 614-300-7400. Or go online to columbusmensclinic.com to book an appointment today. columbusmensclinic.com. We'll hit the finish line of the show next. We'll tell the truth. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony here from my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. Rich is rolling out all of his new Hondas at 2.9% up to 60 months. Just not including the Civic Si and Civic Type R, but all the other awesome new Hondas, 2.9%. You love certified? He has the dream deal. 0.99% APR for 36 months on the 23s and 24s, Civics, HRVs, CRVs, pilots, and passports. When you think Honda, you have to visit Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
That's the sound of sweat falling drip by miserable drip because your AC has decided to call it quits in this heat. But the Waterworks Heating and Cooling team never quits. So no sweat. The Waterworks offers same-day AC service to help you keep your cool this summer. And that sounds amazing. Call the Waterworks Heating and Cooling team, 614-333-9720, or schedule service on our website. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better AC.
Hey friends, Beamer Carp and Shark here from Morning Juice. Now you've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel. That would be America's #1 sportsbook. Well, we've got something a little different for you now through September 22nd. All FanDuel customers, not just new ones, but if you've already had an account, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. I had it last year. I'm getting it this year. I don't even have to leave my couch to watch all of the NFL action all season long. I absolutely love it, Bob.
And then with a YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon game out of market. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel anytime. You sit there, Sharky, with that quad box. You can bounce around. You can spin through all of them. It's all there for you, and it's all terrific.
All you have to do, Bob, is visit FanDuel.com/juice to download America's #1 sportsbook. Must be 21 and older and present in Ohio. Full price of NFL Sunday ticket will be automatically charged seasonally after free trial. No refunds, terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Remember the Cotton Bowl back in December and how you wanted to die? The Buckeyes are back, baby, and hopefully much better than the Cotton Bowl. The most anticipated season in history is here. We're your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony for the Good Feet store. 3 words for me: pain-free summer. Spent probably 30 hours walking around the Memorial Tournament and felt awesome with my personal arch supports from the Good Feet store in my everyday kicks. Sure, every now and then we all get random foot pain from pickleball or golf or just being a human being. Having my personally fit arch supports in my shoes has made a massive difference. And even right after I put them in, didn't take long to feel much more supported and aligned, and it's so easy to just move them into any pair. Before I had them, I dreaded being on my feet for any length of time. Well, you have nothing to lose but the pain, as they say. It's a free fitting and test walk. Try them for yourself. See the difference it can make. It did for me. And best of all, you can wear them home. 2 locations on Polaris Parkway and Stringtown Road, or schedule an appointment at goodfeet.com. The Good Feet store, America's arch supports experts.
Pain from arthritis is just awful. Constant pain. It robs you of so much of the stuff you love to do. But there are effective ways to deal with that pain. My dad and I can both tell you we were able to get relief without medication or surgery. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Listen, there are exciting new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. The place to go, QC Kinetics, right here in Columbus, Ohio. Dr. Ray Tesner and his team at QC Kinetics utilize cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your own body's healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. Learn how QC Kinetics can use advanced regenerative medicine to treat the pain, enhance your joints, and restore your mobility. Surgery and pain pills, they're not the only option. My dad and I went there. We feel so much better. He's able to move around and walk like he wants to. I'm able to go out and run and do the things that I enjoy. So here's the great thing. Give them a call at 380-208-4544. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus. They have 3 offices in Dublin, Gahanna, and Grove City.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
All right, let's knock out Tell the Truth. Cole's been in the building on the board all day doing his thing. Our guy Cole. Apparently, CB is finally going to do something today. He's been eating Doritos and cake, and I can't even see him over there. But
that is some strong hater energy over there, I got to tell you.
What happens when you're a part of the... I thought y'all was in the bloodline.
We are in the bloodline. That is right, We acknowledge Roman Reigns all day and tomorrow. But CB, bring us home, big dog. What do you got?
All right. Real quick, I want to bring a question to the table from the YouTube chat. It was Phil over there asking about Tyvis. His opinions on Carlos Loughlin and the infectious energy he brings.
Oh, I think he's a great coach. I got to meet Coach Locke, I think maybe twice, and he's just a real down-to-earth guy. He's you can feel the energy when you talk to him. I think these running backs love him. They're getting the best. He's getting the best out of these guys, and I think we'll see some major changes happen on the field this season.
You don't want the truth. You make up your own truth.
All right, next up, what is your letter grade prediction for how Tom Brady will be in the TV booth this year for Fox?
I think he'll be an A. I think the Tom Brady will be an A his first year because, one, he knows the game. He'll tell stories and he'll see things from a different light that people won't have seen it before. And it's going to be like, oh, my gosh, this is unbelievable that he's giving out this knowledge and he's saying these things about these quarterbacks and stuff like that. The problem is, year after year after year, once everybody get used to hearing those stories, it's about have you put in the preparation to actually know these guys and know what's going on. That's when the ultimate test. Because when Tony Romo first hit, everybody's like, oh, my God, Tony Romo is predicting what's about to happen. It's the most amazing thing in the world. And now people's like,
stop spoiling it.
What?
No, I'm saying that's what they would say. They told me stop spoiling it. We want to see how things unfold. But you took me right where I wanted to go. I don't know if it's going to hit the same for people because of Tony Romo. Because you're right. When Tony was coming out of the gate, man, people love what the guy was cooking. I think Tom's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if the dude was really bad at it. Like with his dedication to the game and how, focused he was on being great, I think he's going to use that same energy to be a pretty good broadcaster. I'll give him like an A- out of the gate, right? Like just to see if there's going to be any type of weakness he has. But I think he's got the personality for it.
Yeah.
You laid out the most important part of this is the roots of who he will be as a broadcaster is a great mind of the game. So I think the combination of him knowing the game backwards and forwards and him having what seems to be a cool personality, I think he'll be locked in and he'll be a good broadcaster. So I'll go A- and we'll get a nice taste of that right out of the gate when he's calling Browns and Cowboys.
It's overrated.
All right, today is August 19th. That means two things. First off, it begins my month countdown to my birthday, but also the second thing is the National Day of Today. Two really good options here. You got National Potato Day and National Soft Serve Ice Cream Day. Tough to choose between ice cream or French fries, but that is my question. If I offered you unlimited French fries or ice cream for life, which do you choose?
So you're saying if I pick one, I can't have the other? Is that what this is?
That is right, but you get unlimited supply of the one you select.
Fries.
You can keep ice cream.
Fries. Yeah. It's not even close.
You can keep ice cream. I would be down bad mentally when I have burgers and wings, and I'm thinking, man, you know what would go great with this? Some French fries. I'd be hurting. There's so many other things in the dessert realm that I could get away with, and I'd be fine. I wouldn't miss ice cream. So, yeah, between just the crinkle cuts, the wedges, of it.
Are you a soft serve guy or are you like the regular ice cream? Because I'm good either way, but some people prefer soft serve.
I think I'm a regular ice cream type of guy.
Dairy Queen is soft serve, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I take either way.
But see, when I go to Dairy Queen, I like to get the blizzards. I don't even like the cones. I don't get.
That's the thing. I think if you go to a place that does soft serve, you have to do some type of like concrete mixer or something like that. But the actual regular ice cream, maybe more as like a sundae.
Yeah, I got you, CB. But I gotta go fries, man. I gotta have them, even though I haven't had fries all year.
What?
Yeah, that was my resolution.
You gave up fries.
Gave up fries for the whole year. We're almost there, and when the ball drops, it's.
You're going to celebrate by getting some fries.
Champagne bottles and French fries.
That's funny.
That's how I'm celebrating.
Fries for me.
I can't lie!
All right, next up, it is today's fan poll. The question goes back to the conversation we've been having about the Steelers, it seems like for months. But after digesting the game this weekend, who will start more games for the Steelers this season, Justin Fields or Mr. Unlimited?
Start more games?
Mm-hmm.
I think more games will be Justin Fields. To start the season will be Russell Wilson.
Mr. Unlimited.
The fact that he was just rolling around the crib that day, shooting a selfie video and just saying that on a loop was
everybody
wild.
need an alter ego.
Okay, what is worse, that video or the video of him and Ciara in bed while he said got the deal done with Seattle?
Oh, that video is amazing. When you're in bed with Ciara and you're announcing that you just made millions and millions of dollars, you're winning. There's nothing wrong with that video.
I mean, yeah.
You know, like, come on. Let's be real here. Like, but
I got to go back and watch this Mr. Unlimited video.
It was ridiculous.
I haven't seen it in quite some time.
Can you play it again, please? Could somebody play it over there, please? Just because it's hilarious. Every time.
Mr. Unlimited.
He was leaning back when he was saying it was out of control. It was out of control. Cole, that's your boy. That's your boy. He's a Steelers fan. That is your boy.
I guess a better question is that video, the Mr. Unlimited, or the now discontinued Danger Witch Subway commercial that he did?
I liked it.
I don't know that one.
I like that one. I like the Broncos. Was it Broncos Country? Let's ride.
Broncos Country.
That's right. I'm in on. He's corny, but he's funny to me. But to get back to the question, I'm going Justin Fields. I think he starts more games this year.
Just remember, it's not a lie if you believe it.
All right, final question for today is a would you rather. Would you rather run a country or a business?
Oh, man. Neither.
No, I was about to say neither.
It's too much work.
Yeah, yes, that's a lot of work.
Too much work on either side. I feel like I would rather run a business. It feels a little less sticky to me. Like you start running a country, and that's just... No, that's I'm not built for that, T. Give me a business.
Run a country or a business. I'd rather run the country.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd make everybody be. If you just be more like Tyvis, this country would be great.
This guy, man. This guy.
And the truth shall set you free.
Oh, something's wrong with you, but I love you. Something's wrong with you, but I love you. Hey, if you guys missed anything today, Doug Lesmerises talking all things Ohio State football. Dustin Schutte talking Big Ten football, or Jeff Lloyd talking all things Browns. Wherever you get your podcast, type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3. We'll be waiting for you. Cole, appreciate you, big dog, filling in for CB. CB was here, but CB's like, senioritis in high school where you're like there, but you're really not there. Like, that's where CB was at today. Folks, we always appreciate you. Timmy Holzen.
I'm tripping
for coming, man. What do you got?
I'm tripping on the fact that Cole is a Pittsburgh fan, but he got a St. Louis Cardinal.
Yeah, he's all over the place. He went to Ohio State. He likes Notre Dame.
Tyvis, we've been over this. Come on now.
Why you got a Cardinals?
I lived in St. Louis for the past 2 years.
He's a Nelly fan, too.
This is, you know what?
It was a giveaway. I didn't buy this.
You can't see. You can't just be wearing anything. I only wear a Guardians hat. That's it. Like, come on now.
Next time you come in here, wear the St. Louis shirt, but wear the Band-Aid under your eye like you're Nelly. I'd appreciate that. Folks, we'll be back tomorrow at high noon. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan. This is a Fan Action Update.
8 of the last 9 years, the national championship team in college football had single-digit odds in the preseason to win it all. 2017, Alabama was the last team in college football to be the preseason betting favorite and then go on to win it all. Currently, 4 teams have single-digit odds to win the national championship this year, including Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, and Texas. For your Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Ready for a new ride? Swing by Germain Toyota, ask for my friend Marcello, and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit GermainToyota.net and drive away in style today. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
We go to war for you.
At Schroeder Trial Attorneys, we don't back down. Truck accident? Call us today at 877-WAR-FOR-YOU or visit warforyou.com for a free consultation. Remember, results matter because we go to war for you. warforyou.com.
Hey, it's Bobby. When it comes to tackling a project as important as your roof, you want a company that cares about the product and experience they're going to deliver. At Newman Roofing, you're more than just a number. They believe in 100% customer satisfaction. And for your roofing needs, give them a call at 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and a multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss. Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let's talk about your sleep, specifically if you're not getting enough of it. If you're feeling groggy all day because you didn't sleep well, that is an awful feeling. I've been there. And if you're snoring when you sleep, well, that could be a big reason why you aren't feeling rested. This fact surprised even me the first time I heard it, and that is as you age, your risk of having obstructive sleep apnea nearly doubles. That's right. You need to find out if your snoring is related to sleep apnea, because if it is, there's actually help available for you right now. Dr. Mark Levy is board certified in the treatment of sleep apnea, and he offers a custom-fitted oral appliance that effectively treats sleep apnea. I have been telling you about this for years. And maybe you've been snoring for years. Now's the time to get this fixed. Plus, most Medicare patients have little to no out-of-pocket costs for this treatment. So you need to stop putting it off. Don't ignore your snore. Get your sleep apnea treated by calling Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. Get the life back you deserve. Call Dr. Mark Levy today, 1-800-MORE-SLEEP, or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Hot under the collar? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix that fast. 1-800-COOLING.